until people start to deploy capital again, we're not going to have any jobs growth in America. The best correlation to the one thing that correlates to job growth more than anything is when someone takes a risk and puts a dollar either into plant and equipment, buying a facility, building a new facility, but someone's got to take some risk on dollars. That investment, private investment of capital, is what creates jobs. So you look at Nevada, and I think having 25 years of experience helping large businesses do that gives me a perspective about, well, what can we do here? What can we actually do to fix this state? And having spent time helping large businesses raise capital and make capital allocation decisions about where do they invest their capital, I can look at this environment differently than the person who may just be here. I look at Nevada as a bit of a Rubik's Cube problem that's going to take several years, 4 or 5 years to fix. So much of what we have today is driven by how does the American consumer feel? If the American consumer feels pretty good about their situation and feels like they can afford a weekend away to Las Vegas with their loved one, they go do it. If the business they're working for is attending, whether it's the National Association of Broadcasters, the drugs companies coming for conferences, whatever conference it is, if their industry has decided, look, we're scaling back, we're not sending people this year, there's not much that Las Vegas and Nevada can do about that. So we have to create a 5-year or 10-year plan for job diversification in the state. It just has to be a plan for job diversification. And my main thesis about this started with, well, what do we have that we can work with? What's the resource that we have? What the resource has that Nevada has is land. We have 65 million acres that are in the hands of the federal BLM. So I put out a piece, and I really believe it's one of the pillars of creating jobs in Nevada is going to be a senator that's willing to go and fight for 10 million acres of that land back. And if you designate that land a tax-free enterprise zone for a decade, so that the buyer of that land pays no federal income tax for a decade, if they build a business on it, it will sell. I'm less concerned about what it sells for. We can have all kinds of conversations about how the proceeds should be split between the federal treasury and Carson City. But in the end, what I really care about is when you sell that land and someone says, that land is good for winter wheat or alfalfa or copper or gold or geothermal, and I'm going to put money in the ground. That money going in the ground is what creates a job. And until Nevada does something like that with a long duration plan, we still are going to be a state that's highly correlated to one industry, and that industry is correlated to the general US economy over which we have no control. I think my best skill, and the most important things I've done in my financial career have been raising money for people to build businesses. It's been the most gratifying part of my career, and it's what's I've created lots of companies over the years that keep people employed. And I think that's what we have to focus on back here in Nevada. How do we create companies that put people back to work?